Hey everyone, we're just going to get into it today. It is a throttle only test on the Puckipuppy Corgi. I've reset the mileage to 0. Let's go. Got a fully charged battery. I'm just going to run it in PAS5. We'll see how this puppy does. Now, we just got back from that 3-week vacation. I want to talk about that a little too while we see how far this battery is going to take us. So this trip we took, it was a very long awaited and needed vacation, rest and relaxation away from our works and away from videos for a while. Even though I love making videos about these bikes, sometimes you just need a break. You need to get away and kind of not think about it for a while. But anyways, like the Puckipuppy, this was the last one I got just before I went on that vacation. So I think I was able to squeeze in a couple of videos just before that. But where did we go? Well, I tell you what, we took 5 days and we flew to Spain. So we landed in Madrid and stayed there for 3 days and just hiked around the city. Never been there before, so everything I saw was new to me, new to my wife, and it is Madrid out of all the places we went, because this trip was all Spain. Everything was Spain except our last port was in the Bahamas. But Madrid was my favorite city. It is a really nice city that's set up for walking and biking. There are lots of parks, and there are lots of bike paths and walking paths. I really wanted to just take a day and rent one of the e-bikes and do a riding video in Madrid. I thought it'd been pretty cool, but you know, it's a place that is really set up or being set up to accommodate bike riders and walkers. You know, they're trying to promote the healthy lifestyle. But there is a caveat to that. It just seems like the majority of people in Barcelona smoke. Now, I'm not knocking people who smoke, but it was just always in the air. It smelled no matter where you were, even if you didn't see anybody. I would come out of the hotel in the morning, step out on the sidewalk, and immediately smell smoke. I look around, and there's nobody around. We even saw some places, some businesses that would, the owner or a worker there would come out with a leaf blower to blow all the cigarette butts off the sidewalk out in front of their store. So even though they're promoting a healthier lifestyle by encouraging people to ride bikes more and walk more, the smoking thing seems to be really big. Now, it just seemed to be that way in Madrid, because our next stop was Barcelona. You know, I said we've spent 3 days in Madrid. It was my favorite city to visit. Just a lot of history there, a lot of great architecture. People seem to be really friendly, even though the language barrier was a little tougher. Not as many people speak English in Spain as they do in, say, the majority of Europe. But you know, we tried, they tried, and we all figured out what we wanted, which was pretty cool. But after 3 days, we got on a bullet train. First time I ever rode on a bullet train. That was pretty cool. We were cruising at 186 miles an hour across the countryside to get to Barcelona. Now, Barcelona was also a place I liked, but it was a little more crowded. It was a little more going on, a lot more people, a lot less, I'm going to say friendly people, you know, just people, I guess you could say, just minding their own business. You'd walk down, you'd say hi, and they may not even look at you. But You know, we were there during a work week, so probably a lot of people going to work, not happy about it. So maybe not in the greatest moods. But anyways, it was also a place that we kept getting warnings about, you know, pickpockets. Got to watch out for the pickpockets. You know, even when we checked into the hotel, the guy was telling us, as soon as you step out that door, always be aware of your surroundings. You know, and I carried everything. I had a shirt where everything was kept up near my chest, zipped up so nobody could stick their hand in there. So I wasn't too worried. But we didn't have any issues. And Barcelona was a really cool place too. But it was busy, like I said, and this was also the place where we would get on our cruise, embark on our cruise, because we took a 2-week transatlantic cruise heading back to the U.S., ending in Fort Lauderdale. But as soon as we got on the cruise, our next 5 days in a row were port days, all in Spain. And we hit places like Valencia, Malaga, what was some of the others? What was the island? I don't know. There's a few others, but it was 5. It was all Spain. But by the time that third day came, I'm like, okay, everything looks the same. I'm a little tired. Tired of walking around, just seeing the same thing. You know, same building, same architecture. But I do have to admit, everywhere we went was clean. They kept it pretty clean. Just like I said, even in Madrid, the store owners were coming out to blow off all the cigarette butts, keeping the area in front of their stores clean. But we ended up, you know, it became the favorite thing was to walk around a little while, see all the local sites, and then stop at a little cafe, outdoor cafe, get a beer, get a drink, get a coffee. And what's funny, the beer was a lot less expensive than getting a soda or even a bottle of water. Here in the U.S., it's it's expensive to get a bottle of water if you're at a bar or a restaurant or something. But the beer is like 3 times as much. You know, and I'm not a huge beer drinker, but they did have some really good tasting ones there. All right, where are we here on the battery? Let's do a battery check real quick. I'll take my glasses off here. So we're still showing a full battery. We've gone 2.6 miles. So this is the Puckipuppy Corgi. This is the 20-inch wheel version, full suspension. And I do have to admit, this full suspension is nice and plush. It really, that back end really smooths out all these little bumps. And it is a step-through version too, so it's easy to get on. Well, even if it wasn't a step-through, because this bike is, you know, so small, you could swing your leg over the back real easy. This doesn't come, or it didn't come with a rear rack. I think you get one separately. So leaning the bike over a little and swinging your leg over the back is really easy. Just as easy as using the step through. And I do have to admit too, this is a nicer frame design on the smaller 20-inch wheel bikes that I've seen. Now it's not a folding bike, but it is a pretty cool design. And of course, if you're interested in any of the Puckipuppy e-bikes, or I'll put a link in the description with a discount code that you can use if you're interested, or even if you just want to go check them out. But anyways, where are we? Back, where are we? We're on the cruise now, right? Now, you probably heard about those severe floods that they had in Spain. 2 of our last ports were in those areas that really got hit hard. And the last port was the day before. So when we were getting back on the ship, it was raining, but not raining hard. But from the news reports we were getting in the days to follow, they said that they got more rain in one day than they do in an entire year. And when we were finally able to get some like news reports on the TV of it, the people were very angry because apparently the government has very little in emergency response. So it took the lives of a lot of people, which is really sad. But at this point, we're also getting closer to election day. And the great thing about cruisers is everybody seems to get along with each other no matter what. There wasn't any visibility of election stuff. People wearing, their favorite candidates' clothing or colors and stuff. None of that. But I did bring my I voted sticker. Katrina did too. So on election day, we did put our stickers on. And that got a little chuckle because people are going, where did you go to vote? And I just told them, hey, there was a floating barge, a floating polling station that the ship stopped and we got off and voted. And everybody just laughed because, it's not true. We voted before we left and it was all cool. I stayed up most of that night trying to watch election results. I think I finally gave up about 2 a.m. I was just too tired. But at this point, we're 8 days at sea going across the Atlantic. And it was a bit rocky, not enough to make people seasick, but for like 3 days straight, high winds, boat rocking back and forth. Got a little tired of it after a while, especially when you're trying to walk down the corridor to your cabin. And then you feel like you're just in a pinball machine, bouncing off the walls, boing, boing, boing. But then finally, I think it was like the 4th day, the winds died down, the seas died down, and it was just fantastic. Smooth, sunny, not hot, but it made for some really nice relaxing on lounge chairs around the pool and the solarium where it's adults only. Let's go off into the dirt here. So that was nice. That was really nice. All right, let's take a check here and see how we're doing on the battery. I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, so I may have to just ride for a while. But it looks like we've gone down 1 bar. 1 bar, we've at 4.2 miles. Let me check back in with you at the 10-mile mark, and then we'll talk a little more about vacation too, okay? All right, we are coming up to the 10-mile mark here in about 1/10 of a mile. Yeah, we got some fall colors going on here. Not as great as some of the places you guys live, but hey, we got a little. Let's see, there we are at 10 miles. And how are we on the battery? We are down 2 bars. Now see, the bars on this starts at a 6 and it goes down. So we are down to number 4, so we're down 2 bars, 10 miles in. And we'll keep going. All right, where are we at here? What do we got? We got 13.5 miles and we're down 3 bars. So we're halfway through the battery. I will catch up with you at the 15-mile mark and see if anything has changed. 15 miles. Let's go over here and see where we are. Okay, at the 15-mile mark, we've used half the battery. Still at down 3 bars. 3 bars to go. Let's keep going. All right, we're gonna call it there. Got just a couple tenths of a mile to get home. But it's flashing now between 0, 1, 0, 1 like that. And acceleration is really slow. So And it looks like about 12 miles an hour. So I think I've drained the battery pretty good. So we got, what did we get? We got, well, it says 21.1 miles out of this battery, or out of this bike. Remember, I'm a 250-pound rider. There you go. Now you know. If you're planning on getting this bike and using it for a lot of throttle only, you get about 20 miles out of it. If you're a thinner person, you'll get a lot more.